Hi, if we've never met yet, my name is Jason Van Hove. I'm one of the pastors of Harvest Vineyard. And today I wanted to talk about the transition away from home. And for a lot of us, we're sending kids off to college, but for others of us, that's not the case. Either way, I want to talk about some thoughts on transition and give you some ideas as parents of ways to think through that transition time in a way to launch our kids well off into adulthood. Every one of us as parents, we are, that's our goal, to launch our children well out of the home and into adult life. And so I think it's really good for us to think about how we do that, because studies are showing us that 6 out of 7 high school seniors are saying that they are not prepared for what they are going to face after they leave home. That's a big problem, especially considering studies are also showing us that the first 2 weeks of that time outside of your house when they head to college, those first 2 weeks set the trajectory for the next 4 years of college or whatever life stage that they're in. Those 2 weeks are so important. And so if 6 out of 7 high school seniors are feeling like they're not prepared for what comes next and what is facing them, and the first 2 weeks of that time where they're unsure of what to do and how to make decisions that will reflect their values and their faith life and launch them into growing and following Jesus and making a difference in the kingdom, in the world for the kingdom of God, then I think that that's important for us to notice, to look at, and to think about what are our strategies for launching our kids well into transition. So I want to give us some ideas about what that could look like today. And I will also include a PDF with some notes of what I'm going to talk about today. And you'll find it in the description right below this video. Okay, so let's just talk about a few things. First of all, before your child launches off, schedule a visit to attend a vibrant campus ministry or church at the university or the city that your child is going to be going into. And so this can be really important because for most of our kids, they don't know how to find a church or a campus ministry that would be a beneficial place for them to be a part of. They don't know what to look for. They've always just been a part of the ministry or the church that they've been a part of because they're with you and you help them to find that church or ministry and to navigate what that looks like to be a part of that. So for most of our students, that's the way it is. So consider going to the city or university where they're headed and helping them to navigate that and to find and to try out a few different ministries or churches in that area so that they know what to look for and how to become a part of that. That's really helpful for students. You could also interview college students that are part of our church and right here in the Central Iowa community that are solid, they're following Jesus, and ask them some questions about, well, how does that work? What does it look like for you to make decisions to follow Jesus and to grow with Him? How do you bring that into class and how you're attending class and thinking about your studies? What does that look like when you're pressured to encounter and be a part of the party scene? How do you make good dating choices as a Christian at a university? So that could be a great resource that you could talk with a university student that's a part of our church and maybe even interview them and have your child right there with you as you talk about these topics. Also, students are saying that they are not prepared for all the choices that they're going to have to make and the life decisions and just the simple navigating everyday life. So what are some of the things that we can do to help our students be ready for that? We could have them know how to do basic everyday tasks. So do they know how to do laundry from front to back and know what things, not only what laundry detergent is, but what fabric softener is, bleach, why you would or would not use those things and how to use those things. Do they know or have Venmo, or do they know how to write checks, ways of processing and sending money to people or places? Do they know how to use an ATM? Do they know how to shop for groceries? Do they know how to shop for groceries on a budget? Do they know how to make a meal plan and make a corresponding grocery list? What about car maintenance? If they have a car, what happens when that light comes on in the dashboard? Is that like a fun game show where you just let it go to find out what it is eventually and how long it can go? Or where should they go when that kind of thing happens? And what should that look like? How do they use public transportation? How do you get on the bus? How do you pay for a ride? What does that all look like? How could you hang pictures in your room? Just a simple thing of having pictures up in your room or posters, making it feel like home. Just knowing how to do that simple task can be a really helpful thing for a student to feel safe and secure. Another thing you can do is after your students are away, send them care packages. That's still a great way to love and bless and stay connected with our kids. And you could even ask other people like grandparents, aunts and uncles. You could ask important people that are important in their faith life to send them care packages as well. Just anything that would remind them of home, remind them that they're still important to all of you and you still care about them and that you're praying for them, and send them some encouragement along the way, that totally encourages them. And on top of that, you could also send them personal notes, whether it's in a care package or not, but personal notes of encouragement about faith and about prayer. My dad, he used to send me encouraging notes handwritten off of his legal pad. I knew from his desk at work, and he would send those just a few times a year, but they were so encouraging to me and so grounding for me, really important. And I just had a high value for that. And that can be a really powerful thing that we would do, would just simply to send notes of encouragement and tell our kids, I love you and here's what I'm praying for you about. And is there anything that I could pray for you about? Please text that to me. On that note, we do have a really good friend that throughout her children's college careers, she would send them a daily Bible verse and prayer that she would text to them every morning. Just a quick Bible verse and then a quick short prayer of what she was praying for them that day. And often would ask them, do you have any prayer requests or things that I can pray for you about today? Fantastic way to stay connected, help them to stay grounded with your family and with the faith that you have built into them over the years. Yeah. So that's my main list of ideas about different ways to help students transition out of the home and also to stay connected with you and move forward in their relationship with God, making a difference in the world for the kingdom of God. All right. God bless you. Have a great day. Thanks for being an awesome parent.